Okay, guys, it's a new month. You know what that means? It means there's only one thing left to do, and let's go ahead and wrap up the last one. So let's do that now. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another monthly wrap up, this time for July of 2021. We are into August now, and I thought, hey, you know what? We didn't ever wrap up the month, but it's only like the second day of the month, so we're going to go ahead and let it slide this time. But lots of new friends joined the channel this month, and I want to kind of take a look at that, take a look at what I read, my book of the month, channel growth, most popular content, all that usual stuff that goes into a monthly wrap up. These are segments that I rather enjoy. Others, it's kind of mixed, but you know what? I'm going to continue to do that because I know there's some people out there who really do enjoy these, and that is what I am here for, to give you, the people, the entertainment. So let's go ahead and get into what I read in July, guys. I didn't read as much as usual. It was a very, very busy month. In case you didn't watch the weekly updates this month, wife had a very serious surgery. I got combined with me getting a promotion at work, so it was like everything just kind of crushed onto me at once with real life responsibility. And that's going to happen from time to time because this is still just a side thing for me. So that real life stuff has to take priority. Plus my kids started back in fall ball, baseball. So it's just been like a mile a minute. But let's get into what I did read. Now I'm going to go ahead and separate this by books and by comics/manga because a lot of people out there still are very snobby about these things. They don't like to count that. So I did read volumes number 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 of Berserk by Kentaro Miura. And I talked about the Conviction arc on this channel recently, and so you can catch that if you missed it. I also read the first half of Death Note. I can't remember the author's name, so I'm not going to try to guess it off the top of my head. But I feel like by now everyone knows who Death Note or what Death Note is, and we'll talk about that more a little in depth here very soon. But volumes 1 through 6, so that's the halfway point there. Then I got into the real books here. Sphere by Michael Crichton. We did continue the great Michael Crichton reread, and that's always something that's going to not really be like, hey, have you read this yet? No, with me, it was like, I'm going to read these because I enjoy these. So if there's anything that I ever kind of slide out the schedule, it's never going to be the Michael Crichton book for each month because those really are just something that keep me sane. When I'm reading big epic fantasy books like a Malazan or big sci-fi tomes like a Demon in White, which I also read this month, I need those Michael Crichton books to kind of, reset the brain a little bit because those are 2-3 day reads and they're always really, really enjoyable. And Sphere, just as good as in my memory. And yes, the aforementioned Demon in White by Mr. Rockio. So I am current on that. There is still that the Tales from the Sun Eater and the Lesser Devil novella that I'll probably get to before Kingdoms of Death comes out March of next year. But and then I started the Dragon Republic. That's Poppy War Book 2, but I kind of got railroaded with finishing that this month because I did receive my review copy of Wisdom of Crowds, the final book in the First Law arc of Age of Madness by Mr. Joe Abercrombie. And Abercrombie and Stephen King, they have the cheat code. They go straight to the front of the line. So I'll continue to work on Dragon Republic later on this month because we did start also a new Malazan book here on the 1st. So Miss Kwong's book might have to take a little bit of a backseat with a new Stephen King book coming out, with the new Joe Abercrombie, and with the Malazan relong, kind of chugging along here. So, hey, these are things that happen sometimes. Like I said, real life does get in the way. But let's go ahead and talk about my book of the month. Now, see, since I didn't read very many books, I feel like you guys think, okay, it's going to be between Dragon Republic and Demon in White. And I wanted to, but you know what? I think this will be kind of a cheat. Some people might think it's kind of a cheat because I'm not done with it yet. But I'm going to go with Death Note. And I think it was Death Note for me because I was concerned that how much I was enjoying Berserk was going to kind of be a one-hit wonder with manga and me, because a lot of people say, you know what, that's the best manga that you possibly could have started with. Everything after that's going to feel kind of like a letdown. So I was kind of concerned when I started Death Note. I was like, what is this going to be? If this is going to be one of those things where I'm like, oh man, it is what I've always feared. Manga's just not for me. But I've actually really, really enjoyed it quite a bit. I read those first 3 volumes in like a night and then kind of been like, okay, I am really behind on my regular books. Maybe I should slow down on this. But you guys know with manga, it's not very hard to really just fly through some of those. And it's just a story that I can see now why it is so popular. It's it has a very good cat versus mouse kind of thing, a cat and mouse kind of game into it. Great minds versus one another, seeing who's the smartest man in the room kind of thing. And it's very, very compelling in a way that you realize, hey, there's no really good people in this story, and a grimdark guy like me is all about that. And like I said, I wouldn't say that that's what this is. It's grimdark, but it does have that thing where you're like, why am I rooting for this protagonist? But it's one of those things where it's like, look, the protagonist might not be the best person, but you know what? I don't want him to get caught. So obviously that means I am rooting for them in a way. So it's one of those things that kind of makes you question your own morals while you're reading it, because you're like, hey, do I agree with what this guy's doing? Well, it's kind of like Dexter. You remember the old show Dexter that they're bringing back for some reason on Showtime? Where it's kind of like, well, I can't say I disagree with some of the things he's doing, but at what point is it going too far? And I think that Death Note's really good at asking those questions. So that's why I'm going to say it was my book of the month for July. Now, I might finish it in in August and be like, yeah, I'd like to redact that because, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. It seems like with every manga I get into, people are like, either it starts slow and then it's great, or it's really great but it ends badly. That's just kind of what I hear about everything. But I go into these with my own just open mind and see where we get. But as of right now, Death Note is just superb. And I'm going to be doing a review of the first arc. Or I guess not the first arc, but the first half of Death Note. That's volumes 1 through 6 sometime this week. So look out for that. Let's go ahead and move along, guys, to a little bit of channel growth this month. Just gotta say thank you, because this was the best month in 2021 so far. Obviously, I think what that is I've gotten a lot of new friends on the channel because I started covering Berserk. I'd obviously brought in a whole new crowd. And I want to always be open to trying new things on this channel. Guys, I know that, some viewers, they aren't into Stephen King. Some viewers, they aren't into the horror stuff. Some viewers aren't into the manga stuff. I'm trying to be a channel for everyone. I don't want to kind of be just kind of pigeonholed to one little, subgenre of something. So I want to be able to say, hey, I took a chance on that, and it's something that people were interested in hearing me talk about. I'm always going to read what I want. But I also am open to trying new things, So that's why I did things like, Fright Fest last year, and going to be doing some sci-fi September this year. Why I do things like the read along. I listen to feedback if that's what people want me to do. People have been telling me to read Berserk. Since I started this channel, I first started doing First Law reviews. People have been asking me to do and review Berserk. So I thank those people for, hey, sticking with me. I hope you'll find something outside of manga that you like on the channel. So that is the hope. But yeah, like I said, best month of 2021 as far as growth goes in all these numbers. 2,855 new subscribers to the channel. It's the best since December of last year. 356,000 views, also best since December. All these were best since December. And of course, my watch time was 57,000 hours. So thank you guys. I thought we'd reached a point where it was we were down to 25 new subs a day, and like I always say, I know that that's a lot of smaller channels would kill for that, but it's just compared to the growth I had been seeing, that was really, really on the downward trajectory. But one thing I've learned about this is you're going to have your peaks and your valleys when it comes to growth on this channel, and this is one of the peaks. So thank you, and I hope we can keep that up, because like I said in that live stream I did recently, I like the size community I have right now, but I'm not going to lie that I would love for new eyes to find the channel from time to time, because that's where I learn about new things. So I'm always open to that, and I'm glad that you guys have climbed aboard. So that's where we kind of stand with channel growth right now. Very, very good month. Let's talk about some things that got me there by discussing the most popular content for the month of July. It's where I kind of go through like my 5 most viewed videos for the month. New videos, guys. Because guys, if I was just counting that, my Golden Age review of Berserk, it beat all these for the month of July, even though I recorded it in June. That's just a very popular video, so it's going to happen. But I like to do ones I did just this month. Obviously, the top one's going to be when I went and saw the Dune preview in IMAX. That has 20,000 views, guys, and people were really anxious to hear what everybody saw at that IMAX preview. And I was more than happy to talk about it. Me and Chris Verrocchio talked about that Dune trailer in a separate video. I was thinking about isolating just our Dune discussion and releasing that kind of as like a trailer analysis, but I didn't want to kind of get redundant on the channel for people who'd already watched that. But there are people who said they wanted to see that and they didn't want to sit through our 3-hour discussion and hear us talk about Dune. So If content's slow, I might look into doing that, but maybe not. But again, 20,000 views. People love seeing my enthusiasm apparently for this movie, and that's great, guys, because I have a lot of enthusiasm for Dune. I'm going to be talking about it a lot more here in the coming months as we lead up to the release of Denis Villeneuve's Dune here in October, the 22nd of October. I cannot wait. Next up, 16,000 views. This was 10 manga that I want to read after I complete Berserk. And I knew that was going to get a lot of attention because the top 10s always get up a lot of attention. Manga is obviously very popular on BookTube. But I did it because, guys, I get so many recommendations since I started doing Berserk. And I wanted to kind of let people know, listen, I am listening to your recommendations. Right now, these are the next 10 that I have. That's going to keep me busy for quite a while. What I didn't think is that I was going to start like a war with One Piece fans, but again, when you step into a new genre like this, you're going to learn that there are people who are very protective of stuff. I mean, for me, that's like if I made a 10 fantasy series I want to read and I said that I had no interest in Wheel of Time. You're just going to get that reaction when you have a fan base that huge. Again, I thought I was very, very respectful to the property. But again, I have these 10 other series I want to read after Berserk, guys. I'm good on recommendations for now, but I always love to hear new ideas. That was really just me wanting to get out there that I've heard your recommendations, and these are the ones I think, combined with what constant watchers have told me on the Discord, the ones that they thought that I was going to like. So that's kind of what I based all that off of. Then, of course, guys, 11,000 views, my book haul for June of 2021. That never seems to disappoint viewers or people getting eyes on that video because you guys love to see new books. And if that's the case, stay tuned for July because I got a lot of birthday gifts from viewers that are just super, super awesome. Sent me all kinds of stuff. Like I don't even know where I'm going to put it all to do this. I mean, I've got them all. I got a bunch of them just sitting right here because I haven't found room for them back here yet. So again, these are good problems to have. Do not misunderstand me. But yeah, the book haul for June 2021 got a lot of attention as per usual. And then of course I did my review for Conviction, the Berserk arc of the Conviction arc of Berserk. Let's get it right there. That's at 10,000 views, and that's just barely a week old. So again, Berserk is obviously very, very popular on BookTube, especially since. Excuse me, I got something in my eye here. That's just a good old allergy season. It's live, baby. We do this in one take. But the Conviction arc is one I think that's kind of controversial amongst the fans, kind of divisive. You know, some people absolutely love it. Some are kind of meh on it. I was somewhere in the middle there, and I talked about the reasons why. Got a lot of. I know, guys. I missed that thing about Jericho and Tree Branch. Yes, I missed it. You don't have to keep making that comment. Read some of the other comments. I think I've gotten that comment about 85 times there. But again, I'm glad people are watching the reviews and actually talking about stuff that I did say in the video instead of the usual saying stuff that I did not say in the review. But I love talking about Berserk because it's a series that I'm absolutely in love with, and I think it is well on its way to being a masterpiece. And I can't wait to talk about and start the next arc. And then, of course, with 8,000 views, my favorite modern fantasy series, The Good and the Bad of the First Law. I love talking about the First Law. With this, it's still just me 2.5 years later, still trying to sell people who have not read it to try out The First Law by Joe Abercrombie because I love it to death. But I do like to get it out there in front of everything. Is with The Good and the Bad is if you like these things, you're going to like this series. If these things concern you, you might want to think twice about starting it. But again, with me, with First Law, it was very, very hard for me to find bad. I even say in the video, well, it's not necessarily bad things for me, but it might be for you. That's always the goal with good and the bad videos. I'm glad that people are watching that, and lots of people in that saying, okay, sold, I am going to give the series a try now. And that is always the goal. But I think that'll prevent me now from redoing my why you should read The First Law, because I would be doing a lot of the same things I said in that video. So I'm always going to be a champion for First Law, and I'm not against re-reviewing those original books here eventually. A couple of my personal faves that didn't quite make the top 5 views this month. I did my Why You Should Read for Song of Ice and Fire. That's one that you guys voted on and wanted to see. It's too new to really get up here. I think by the time I was recording this, it was edging up. It would have been the top 5. It's at about 7,000 views right now. Why You Should Read always do very well on the channel. And again, like I said, this is the one that you guys voted for. So apparently you guys wanted to see it. And I hope I was able to convince some people, yes, even though it is incomplete, to give the series a go, because it is, even at incomplete, it is better than just about every other fantasy series that is out there right now. And then I also like the conversations that I had this month. I talked with Sarah from Sarah Reads in the first of my new series, which is a Stephen King Palaver, where we just talk about what brought us to Stephen King, how he's influenced our lives, some of my favorite works, the favorite characters things like that. And Sarah was very, very kind to come on and be my first guest for that. That was a great conversation. I had a pair of 3-hour conversations, one with Moid from Media Death Cult and one with Christopher Rocchio, the author of the Sun Eater Saga. This is just something that I said I just want to start doing. I wanted to actually, because I came from a podcasting background, so I love being able to just bounce. Like, as much as I love talking to you guys, it's nice to have someone talking back sometimes. And I love that podcast format where you just turn on the microphones and you just talk. You don't have any specific topics that you want to go over. You just see where the conversation is, two guys or a guy and a gal or whatever, just sitting there with a drink and just saying, hey, let's just talk like we're hanging out, like we just shooting the shit. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with those. And apparently most of you guys seem to like this because you guys are watching that and giving good feedback on it. And again, it just kind of feeds that former podcaster in me because I love to do that. I want to do more of these here in the future. I'm going to be talking with Jaime and Fuego of the horror show here on the next Stephen King Palaver, and I'm very excited about that because I'm a very, very big fan of his. I love the work that he does over there with Hail to Stephen King. Just top-notch stuff for any King fan. And Philip from Philip Chase. I guess Philip Chase from Philip Chase. Philip from, what does he say? What does he always say when he starts his video? The Best of Fantasy? Yeah, so Philip from the Best of Fantasy. He doesn't really have a channel name. It's just Philip Chase. I'm just now... Sorry, Philip, I have no idea how to promote your channel other than just saying Dr. Philip Chase. But my favorite booktuber out there, and I can't wait. We're going to have us one of those little, hey, let's just turn the microphones on and see what happens. So we're trying to cut out some time where both of us just have like real availability to just talk and see where the conversation takes us. And I think that will be really, really great. And one thing I know about talking to Philip, I'm going to come out the other side being more knowledgeable because he knows more than I thought that there was able to be known for a booktuber. So I can't wait to talk with him. But I want to keep doing things like that. I love doing conversations like that. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying them. Now let's get to a little goals for August as we move forward here. Look, I think my biggest goal here would be to survive to 44. I turn 43 on Wednesday here on August the 4th. So that's always an adventure, getting another year older at this age. What do you do to celebrate? Well, I'm going to work, guys. That's what I'm doing on my birthday. I'm going to work. I'm too old to throw parties and things like that. I see people my age that are still having like week-long birthday parties, and I'm like, wow, man, you really don't have kids, do you? Anyhow, no judgment at all, I promise. But just hey, live another year. That's always the next goal. Just keep. It's like what Logan always says in First Law: still alive, still alive, still alive. I see now. Look, I hit my year-end goal already. My year-end goal for 2021 was hit 50,000 subscribers, and we got it. So everything now is just kind of house money, see where it goes, see where we end up. It'll be a lot of fun just to kind of see where it goes. I don't have any real hard goal for the rest of the year. Again, just see where it takes us. But I'm kind of hoping starting Midnight Tides here, that's book 5 of Malazan, Book of the Fallen. With this read-along, a lot of people kind of got demotivated during House of Chains. And there's some people a lot of people that still, they haven't dropped out, but they're saying they need things to turn around or they're not going to be able to show they're going to be able to finish. So I'm hoping that Midnight Tides is a book that can kind of reinvigorate, re-energize that read-along, get more people to say, hey, you know what, that's it. We're at the halfway point. It's like if you got your 2-year degree, when you're like, okay, I've went too far now to go back, and I can't really do anything with a 2-year degree. So it's too far to go back now. So I think once you're at the halfway point, it's like, all right, well, I'm halfway there. I might as well go ahead and keep rolling along. And I hope you guys will keep rolling along with me because there's no way in hell I'm quitting. But I'm expecting to like Midnight Tides quite a bit. I mean, I've read the prologue, and we've already got stuff about the keychain tamales in there. And if you don't know what a keychain tamale is, you need to read more Malazan so you know what a keychain tamale is. But I think my biggest goal probably, personally, and it's not really just for the channel, it's just to get back to reading more consistently. This is my slowest reading month in a long time. I really struggled to read anything this past month just because so much real life stuff was going on, and I had to decide, did I want to neglect my children or the channel, or did I want to just not read as much? And I chose to not read as much and spend time with my kids and spend time with you wonderful people. But guys, that was July. What would you say your favorite book of the month was? If you watch the channel consistently, what was your favorite video I made this month? I love hearing these things, guys. Drop in the comments and tell me how your month went, and I will talk to you there.